Hello, I'm Katya Patel, Zest for Yoga, and this is a video preparing for Upavista Konasana, the wide-legged forward bend. So we take a few postures and movements beforehand to work with the legs, the hamstrings, the inner thighs, mobilizing the hip joints, mobilizing the back as well. And then we go into stages of Upavista Konasana. Because it can be a challenging pose for most of us. Here I'm using 3 cushions and a belt. So belt, you can also use a scarf or a towel if you don't have a belt handy. And you can also use blocks instead of the cushions, but the cushions are just more comfortable. So get ready whatever you need, whatever you like, and you can pause the video until you're done. Sit tall, with your shoulders relaxed, tops of shoulders dropping away from the ears, and take a few breaths. Have a look through the body, so especially through the legs and the hip joints and the spine. Notice how they feel. There's a sense of lightness and ease and fluidity throughout them, or sense of heaviness or tightness. Whatever is, only observe. Notice your breath, flow of the breath, and the fullness of the breath. So where you feel your body expanding while you're breathing in. Notice the mental quality. If it is, you feel more relaxed, whatever comes is fine. You feel more busy mentally, looking here and there, organizing, being judgmental, critical, or maybe you feel more heavy. So whatever is, again, only observe. Take a deep breath in. Maybe stretch the arms up overhead and exhale. Take the arms down. Inhale, take them up again. Interlace your fingers. Arms facing up or down, whatever feels good. Gentle side bends. Opening the spaces. Okay, good. So stretch the legs out in front of you. And we start off with the back, lying on the back, semi-supine, and use your belt. We go into hand to toe pose. The supine hand to toe pose, Supta, Hasta, Padangusthasana. So shoulders relaxing, head relaxes, and we start with the right leg. So bring the belt around your foot sole, wherever it feels more comfortable, more useful. Some might find it more useful around the heel, the back of the foot, or the midfoot, the arch, or the ball of the foot. So wherever you are is good. Shoulders relaxing. And lengthen and do small circles with the leg outwards and inwards. Then hold the belt and bend the knee and straighten it. This is a good way to warm the hamstrings, the back of the thighs up, which we need for Upavista Konasana, wide-legged forward bend or wide angle forward bend. Then hold when you feel your leg is a bit more prepared. Hold the belt and let your shoulders relax and straighten your legs. Take a deep breath in, down to the back of the leg. Lengthen with each in-breath wherever you feel tightness, and with the out-breath, let your shoulders relax. Inhale, down to the back of the leg. Have the back of the waist on the floor as well, so your tummy is a bit more engaged. Exhale, let your shoulders relax. One more breath here. Inhale. Keep also your left leg active. The heel draws away. If it feels better for the lower back to have the knee bent, do that. And with the next out breath, bring your belt into your right hand. And inhaling, keep the leg active. Lower it down to the right side. Inhale. And exhale. Have the left side firm on the floor. The back of the waist firm on the floor. Breathe in, allow the inner thighs to lengthen, the back of the legs to lengthen. With the out breath, relax the shoulders again. One more breath in here. And one more breath out. Next in breath, come back up. Take the belt into your left hand and take the leg over to the left side. It opens the side of the hip, although we don't need that right for the pose, but just for general mobilization and warming up. And with the next in breath, come back to center. Exhale, bend your knee, bring your foot onto the floor, and then bend your left leg. And bring the belt around the back of the back foot sole. Straighten your right leg or keep it, bend, and then settle in. Deep breaths in. Both legs, the heels drawing away. Exhale, let the shoulders relax. Inhale down into the back of the leg. Wherever space and softness is needed, length is needed with the out breath. The shoulders again relax. Back of waist is still in contact to the ground underneath. Exhale. Next in breath, hold the belt with your left hand. Exhale, let the shoulders drop again. And then with an in breath, and both legs are active, especially the left leg that you're lowering down towards the left side. Inhale. Exhale. Deep breath in and long breath out. One more breath in. Exhale. Relax the knee just a little for with an in breath, come back up into upright. And with the out breath, bend your knee, bring your foot onto the floor. And bring the belt somewhere on the side, out of the way, so that when you're moving along on your mat, that you're not tripping over. Bring your knees to chest, hands at the front of the knees, circle out. And circle in. And then have the hands at the back of the knees and rock up. You can rock a few times over your back. It's a nice self-massage, unless it's not comfortable for your body, for your back, then roll onto your side and come up. If it's comfortable, rock eventually up. And from here we go on to all fours. So you can cross the feet over just above the ankles, the lower legs, and you can roll onto all fours, or you can unfold your legs. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees, hips width apart, and have your foot soles facing up towards the ceiling. Go into cat and cow. Do 3 mini cats and cows where you let the chest relax down in between the shoulder blades and then broaden across the shoulder blades. Because the upper back, the thoracic spine, we also need in Upavista Konasana to be able to lengthen. So now we go into full cat and cow. Observe your breath. Next out breath, roll your pelvis back. Navel draws back to spine. Press the floor with your hands and look back towards your navel. Inhale, roll forward. Bend elbows back and lengthen through the front. So here again, we address the thoracic spine. Exhale, roll back, round, look back towards your navel. And inhale, roll forward, bend elbows back. Exhale again, one more time. Round, look back to navel. And one more time. Inhaling, roll pelvis forward. Bend the elbows back and open long through the front of the body. Let the shoulder blades slide a little bit down. And then from here, with the out breath, back to neutral. Tuck your toes under. And with an in breath, we move hips back and up into downward facing dog. You can walk your legs. Lengthen through the calves, back of the knees, the hamstrings as well, a little bit, but here we're working more with the lower leg. And take deep breaths, look back to your tummy. Any movement that helps, please do. If you have favorites or if you have something that helps you particular, do that. And slowly with an out breath, lower back down onto your knees. And we're going to thread the needle with the shoulders. So for that, the right leg straightens at hip level, toes pointing forward. Left side is supporting and right arm with the in breath, elbow leading up. And with the out breath, the thread through underneath and behind your left hand. Inhaling. And exhale, lower. So the main movement is in the thoracic spine, back of the heart. You can also, if that helps, have the fingers along the chest bone at the front, especially if it feels quite tight in the area. And exhale, thread through. Inhale, your right hand on the floor. Sweep with the out breath your right leg back, lengthen through the heel, and then bring the knee back onto the floor. Change sides. Left leg stretches out. Right side supports. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, thread through. Inhale. And exhale, threading through. One more time. Inhale. Keep the back of the heart and reaching forwards. Navel draws a little in. Exhale, threading through. Inhale, back onto or with your left hand on the floor, sweep your left leg back, lengthen through the heel, and then lower your knee down onto the floor. Tuck your toes under. With the next in breath, move back and up into downward facing dog again. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lengthen, open through the underarms, lengthen through the waist, the space between the ribs. Keep lengthening. If you need to walk your legs, do that again. Then with your next in-breath, roll onto your tiptoes and step forward with your right foot. Left next to right. And here we go into half forward bend. So for that, have the hands on your shins or wherever they are supporting. And then lift your front, lengthen, peel the upper body away from the legs. Shoulders draw away from the ears, have space, long neck. Keep lengthening forward. Keep the elbows again a little soft as we had in the cat and cow. And with the next out breath, bend all the way forward, soften your knees. With the in breath, sweep the arms sideways up. And exhale, forwards down. So we do one more, but now we don't hold, we keep it dynamic. Lift arms up with the in breath. Soft knees, fold forward with the out breath. Hands where supportive, half forward bend. Exhale, forward bending, draw navel back as you fold forward, soften knees, press floor away, sweep the arms sideways up, overhead, exhale, arms forwards down. Take a deep breath in here, long breath out, everything settles. And then from here, step out into middle wide stance. We want to go into triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. So toes drawing a little in, outside edges are parallel. We go 3 breaths to each side. So to your right foot, right leg rotates out from the hip, and then place the foot onto the floor. So make sure that you have the rotation there. If the leg feels like it is not really rotating or you can't notice that, you can take the foot even further out to the right. So on the outside of the hip and the thigh, that's where you feel the activity. Left heel comes a little out. With an in-breath, lift both arms up to shoulder level. Soften your right knee. With the out-breath, lean over. Bring your hand onto your thigh. Inhale. Draw both legs up into the hips and towards each other. Navel draws back with the out-breath. And you can lower down or you stay high, whatever you do. Work with the thoracic spine. So with your next in-breath, start rotating the chest forward and up. Gaze up, straight or down. Lower your chin just a little bit. Strong legs. Draw in. Breathe into the legs to create again length, softness where needed. And with the out breath, navel draws back towards the spine and chest rotates even further forwards and up. If accessible, stay always where it feels comfortable. Next in breath, soften your right knee. Navel is at spine and your left arm, right foot and your tummy. They bring you up. Foot forward over to the left side. So rotate out. Right heel a little away. Inhale. Exhale, soften left knee. Lean over and bring the hand where comfortable. Inhale. Both legs up and drawing towards each other. And with the out breath, draw the navel back. Rotate the chest bone forwards and up. You can look up again wherever your neck is happy. Inhale, strong through the legs and long through the legs. And with the out breath, keep working with your abdomen and your chest bone, rotating away from that. Next in breath again, soften your left knee, left foot, right arm, tummy. They draw you up, back up. And arms down with the out breath and legs closer together. Take a few circles with your pelvis to release, always releasing intensity in between. And then we step out again. We go into wide-legged forward bend, standing one, Prasarita Padottanasana, which is a really good preparation for the seated version. So I have a chair here. You can use a chair if this feels challenging for you. Use a chair or the wall, and you can bring the hands onto the chair. Make sure your knees, you can keep them soft, but you want to work on lengthening through the back of the legs and with keeping the chest open, so you can bring the elbows onto the seat. So anything that works on both the legs and the back. If you're on the floor, then middle wide stance, again with the heels out as we just had in Trikonasana. Hands on the pointy hip bones, lengthen away. So we want to lift the chest before we then create space throughout the front, also front of the hips, before we fold forwards with the out breath. Navel draws back. Go as far as comfortable. So hands can be on the floor. I have also some blocks here. You can use blocks as well if you have underneath your hands. And then you can do half forward bend and forward bending. You can have the knees soft, or if you want to not use, if you don't want to use a chair, you can also keep the knees soft and the elbows just above the knees. That's a very supported and very strong position. And then you can work with moving the hip bones, the sit bones up, and the head relaxes down. So inhale. So any way you can work. Take 2 more breaths in and exhale. Navel draws back, lengthen. 1 more in breath. You can do half forward bend as we did in standing. Forward bend and forward bend. To come out of the forward bend here, soften the knees first, half forward bend with your hands on the knees. Exhale, navel draws in, and with the next in-breath, keep the navel supportive to come all the way up, and then bring your legs closer together. Take a breath in, circle, soften. Okay, good. We go down onto the floor, and we go into we include a little vinyasa. So we go into downward facing dog and into cobra pose. Lift the arms up. Soften knees, fold forward. If vinyasa is not to your liking, or you can't do it for whatever reason, you can come into cat and cow. So step back, downward facing dog. Lengthen, stay there for a moment. Lengthen through the waist again. With the back of the legs, notice how they feel now. And then lower your knees slowly down. So we're not going into chaturanga. We sit back on the hips and swing the elbows in, and we slide forward. And send the toes away, strong through the legs, strong through the top of the foot, presses the floor away, elbows hugging in, and you lift your chest forward and up with the in-breath and with the out-breath, all the way back down. Next in-breath, push yourself back. We want to straighten the legs out in front of us, so you can again cross over the lower legs, roll back, straighten the legs out. Okay, so we do one last before we go into Upavista Konasana. We go into Janu Shirshasana first. 1 knee bend. I'm sitting more diagonal. I think that's good. But now you can implement here already what you need. So if you feel in Dandasana, the starting position, that your pelvis gets pulled back and you round a little through the back, then use, if for Janu Shirshasana, also a cushion. So I have one that's a bit thicker, and sit on the corner. If you have a thin one, fold it in, but sit on the corner so that you can roll forward with your pelvis, and there's space. Yeah, it's more comfortable than when you sit on the long side of a block or the cushion. Rotate out your right leg and draw it back up wherever comfortable. Lengthen, lift the front, and left leg stays active, toes drawing in, right leg pushes a little into the left leg, and then you roll forth and back. So with a forward bend, always check where you are. You want to stay long through the front of the body and long through the leg. Knee can be a little bent, or as we do later in Upavista Konasana as well, you can bring a cushion underneath the knee. You can use a belt, but use the belt please only in order to get lift through the upper body, not for pulling you forward, but really only for getting lift, maintaining the lift as you move forth and back. You want to have the chest open, long through the tummy, space between the pubic bones and the base of the chest bone. You can rock forth and back. If you're super comfortable in the pose, then you fold forward as you like. Stay long. Do one more breath here. Inhale. Again, wherever your body needs the support. And exhale. Navel draws back. Fold forward. Keep the navel at spine. With an in-breath, come up. Bring the knee up. And with the out-breath, straighten the leg out. Rotate out your left leg. For the left side, rotate out and bring the leg up. Inhale, lengthen again, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale. Hands can be also behind you to stay lifted through the chest. Forward with the out breath. To stay long through the front of the body. One hand in front, the left hand in front, right hand further back, or both hands. So whatever you need, do that. Inhale into the space that needs to open further, and exhale, draw your navel back. Always gentle. Inhale again, and exhale. Keep lengthening as you fold forward. Navel stays back with the in-breath. Come up into upright. Exhale. Inhale. Bring your knee back up and exhale. Straighten your leg out. Bring both hands behind you. And then roll your pelvis forward. Lengthen and lift to the front of the body. And with the out breath, release. Inhale back up into upright and exhale. So we go into Upavista Konasana. And you can, again, use the cushion. So on the corner you want to sit. If your back gets drawn back, if there's not enough length through the hamstrings or the lower back. Okay, so sit tall. The starting pose is Dandasana, the staff pose. Toes drawing towards you, and you can have your hands behind you, yeah, to get length through the front. Take your legs out into a comfortable width, and then start to move the pelvis, rock forth and back. Think of cat and cow. You want to roll the pelvis in that way. Forward, stay long through the front, and back and up. Roll forward, the legs, they stay still, and the pelvis rolls over the legs. So to make it more comfortable, as we did earlier, you can roll a cushion, a blanket, or you can use a block as well. Cushions and blankets, because they are softer, they are much more comfortable for the knees though, but a block will do as well. So that helps with the hamstrings if they are not as, they don't have the length that is needed to keep the legs straight, but the upper body stays. No compromise in the upper body and the length through the upper body when you roll forward. Draw the navel a little back to support your lower back. Forward bends are more tricky for the lower back. So if it feels uncomfortable, if it feels compressed, or if there's any discomfort, please stay in this upright position and work with lengthening and lifting through the spine. As you feel this internal lift throughout the body. So as you get more comfortable, or maybe you are more comfortable, you can flatten the cushions more, so you're less support through the back. Or you can keep the knees a little soft. Lean from one side to the other. It helps to lengthen both through the body and through the legs. One more time. Then move again, forth and back. Every movement that you do in between really helps the body to loosen, to become more comfortable in this pose. When you come up into upright sitting again, stop. We do one more movement. So go over again to the right, but now you slide your right hand along the right leg and take the left arm over. So go into a gentle side bend to the left, right arm over. Do 3 on each side. Lengthen, open through the waist, the space between the ribs. And forth and back as well. Again, moving forward. So if you feel more comfortable and you can hold, you can also work with the hands in the middle. And then lift half forward bend. As you breathe in, exhale, forward bending at all times. Keep your legs active, the toes drawing towards you. One more time in, one more time out. So it's a pose that requires patience and persistence. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling, come up again. Exhale, let the shoulders drop. Take a breath in, bring the legs closer together. And then have the hands behind you, roll your pelvis forward, lift through the chest, lengthen. And exhale, release back down. Inhale, come up into upright. So you can, if you want to have a little fun with this pose and you are happy to experiment a little, you can take that also into the balance. So lengthen, send the toes up, lift through the chest. See if you can balance. You can do one leg at a time. Both legs. Keep lengthening through your chest. And then from here, have behind you everything clear. If your back feels good, your neck is happy, then you can do that version of, so lift up again, round and roll back. Come into sort of a wide-legged plow pose. And from here you can rock up again, up into sitting. And if you like, draw the toes towards you, heels out, and stay tall and fold forward. And from here, back up and rounding and back up into sitting and folding forward and up again. So there are different ways where you can what you can do with Upavista Konasana, and you can play around with it and yeah, enjoy the practice. So we balance, roll back onto your back, and take the arms out. We go into um, supine twist. Bring the knees to chest with the in breath, and with the out breath, let your body settle, lower back, back of waist. You can sway, you can circle, anything that feels comfortable. And when you're ready, inhale, and with the out breath, roll over to your right side. Legs to right, look over to left. Shoulder stays on the floor. The legs, they go only as far down as the shoulder is happy. Inhale into the left side. If you stay higher up, or have something underneath your legs, the cushions you can use, or blocks, rather than keeping them hovering. Inhale into your left side, from the lower tummy, the side of the rib cage, into the upper chest. Exhale. Navel draws back as you empty the three spaces. Inhale down to lower tummy, side of the rib cage, upper chest, and exhale, empty from the top down. One more time, inhale, and one more time, exhale. Exhale, draw navel close, bring the knees to chest, and come back into center. Hug the knees really close with an out breath. Lower to your left. Look over to the right. Left hand can support and hold your right leg. Inhale and exhale. Inhale into your right side. Exhale. One more breath in. And one more breath out. End of out breath, navel draws back. Hug your knees close with the in breath. Come back to center. Back of waist, keep on the floor as you lower your feet down to the floor. Foot soles. The arms, they can either go overhead or alongside. We go into a bridge pose. To balance that, go into a back bend. Hips width apart, feet, walk your shoulders a little further down. And then broaden the shoulders and the upper chest. Press down the floor with your feet, foot soles, hands, arms. Pelvis lifts, roll your back away from the floor. If your lower back feels tight, send your tailbone towards your knees. Lift, inhale, and exhale. You can roll up and down a couple of times, especially if it feels tight in your lower back. So after this long forward bending, your back might need a couple of times to switch into the opposite. So when you are happy to stay, press the floor away with your arms and your foot soles. Breathe into the front of the body. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And one more time, exhale. End of out breath, roll your body back onto the floor. Knees to chest. Hug them in, sway, circle, anything that you need right now. If you have time and you have the chair as well, you can add on a few moments of legs up. That is always nice. So the feet or the lower legs completely on the seat of the chair, and then lie back. You can also turn the chair into the opposite, not opposite, but to 90. So you have the backrest on one side. So here you can relax. You can also lie in Shavasana, take the legs up the wall, or if you have not a chair but a seat of sofa, anything, you can do that. Stay there for a few moments. And you're good to go. And then come back up into sitting. Notice how it is now to sit, cross-legged or any other way that you prefer sitting. Notice how your hips feel, the legs, how your back feels. We checked into those at the beginning. Notice how they are now. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this little practice. Keep practicing. Upavista Konasana is practice of patience and perseverance, and it can take a long time to master the full pose. But whatever you do towards it, every practice that you do is beneficial and helps you. So keep practicing and enjoy your practice. Bye bye.